It is Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. There was a bunch of racing last night to get you caught up on, plus we'll share a few news items and then get you ready for a busy few nights with the World of Outlaws. First up, Pennsylvania Speedweek kept rolling along last night with a 7,000 to win show at Port Royal Speedway. Christopher Bell was supposed to start on the pole, but he pulled into the work area during pace laps and scratched for the night. That bumped Logan Wagner to the pole in the Zemco 1 car with Brock Zierfoss to his outside. Wagner was your early leader with Zierfoss, Anthony Macri, and Lance Dewease out back. As the feature progressed with Wagner holding a steady lead, Macri and Dewease battled for second, with Macri taking the position with 17 to go. A caution soon after bunched the field up and allowed Macri to really go to work on Wagner out front. By halfway, Macri had cleared the Zemco machine for the lead. Macri wasn't challenged out front late, though, until a couple of laps to go. Both Aaron Reitzel and Lance Dewease attempted to reel him in, but it just wasn't to be. Macri was just too strong and drove away to his 4th straight feature win at Port Royal. Lance Dewease ended up second, Aaron Reitzel third, Kyle Larson fourth, and Logan Wagner slipped back to 5th. This streak for Anthony Macri now includes 2 weekly shows, an all-star show, and now the Pennsylvania Speedweek show to make it 4 in a row at Port Royal. Pretty incredible stuff from the young driver. He then followed up the 410 race last night by jumping into a 360 and winning the URC feature as well. So not only has he won 4 in a row in the 410, but he's now won 4 in a row plus the 360 race. He's just got the racetrack figured out right now, super dominant. You knew obviously going in that he was going to be a factor, but with the field of cars that they had there for PA Speedweek, including guys like Larson, who's had success this week, Danny Dietrich, who's right up there as well, Christopher Bell and Lance Dewease, and all of these guys, that maybe it would be a little more difficult for him, but he just has that place figured out right now. He's just on a rail. So been really fun to watch Anthony Macri the last couple of weeks at Port Royal. Kyle Larson's lead in the Speedweek standings is now 47 points over Danny Dietrich. Freddie Raymer is another 90 points back in 3rd. Tonight, Speedweek moves to Hagerstown Speedway for 5,000 to win. If you can't be there, you can watch all of the action live on Flow Racing. Does anyone else think it's weird that Pennsylvania Speedweek includes a track in Maryland? Is that just me? Okay, that might just be me. Moving on, the 50th Tony Holman Classic was last night at Terre Haute Action Track for the USAC National Sprint Cars. Chris Windham, who is a previous winner of the Holman Classic, started from the pole with Max Adams to his outside. Over the course of the 30-lap main event, it was all Windham out front. Brady Bacon tried to stay close, but he would end up braking late and finishing 18th. In the end, it was Windham winning his 2nd rifle at Terre Haute over Justin Grant, Chase Stockin, Jake Swanson, and Carson Short. Justin Grant continues to lead the series standings by 40 points over Windham. Since the series returned to racing on June 6th, Grant has been incredibly strong. He's won 3 of the 5 races, with his other 2 finishes being 2nd and 5th, and his average finish over that span is 2nd. The USAC Sprint Cars are back Friday and Saturday night at Lincoln Park Speedway. You can watch all of the action live on Flow Racing. Atomic Speedway was also racing last night with 410 Sprint Cars as part of their Wednesday Summer Series. Cale Thomas, who just recently left the John Trone 39 in Pennsylvania, led much of the feature in his 91 machine. He did have to fend off Chad Kemenaugh at various points in the night. With 6 laps to go, though, Kemenaugh would lose the left rear tire, taking him out of the battle for the lead. There was also a spin in turn 4 as Kemenaugh rolled the bottom with his flat tire. That resulted in a caution. On the ensuing restart with 5 laps to go, Cale Thomas had trouble in turn 1 and actually ended up over the banking. That handed the lead to Hunter Schurenberg, who drove away over the final few laps to take the $5,000 win over Kemenaugh, Cole Duncan, Cale Conley, and Justin Peck. It was a nice win for Schurenberg and a great recovery for Kemenaugh to come all the way back to finish in 2nd. Live on Dirt and Flow last night was the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series from the I-30 Speedway. Drew Armstrong picked up his first ever series win over Neil Baggett, Logan Martin, Rick Rickman, and Brian Rickman. Armstrong grabbed the lead late when leader Timothy Culp had mechanical issues. The series has 3 more shows through the weekend, starting tonight at Arklatex Speedway, then Lone Star Speedway tomorrow, and Boot Hill Speedway on Saturday. I-30 also had 360 Sprint Cars racing last night, and it was Dylan Westbrook picking up the win over Ernie Ainsworth, Brandon Anderson, Mark Smith, and Dale Howard. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was on the property as well. He finished back in the 9th position in a car that was a absolute copy of Sheldon Hodgshield's number 17 NOS machine. Crazy too to see Mark Smith in a race in 2020 that he didn't win. All the winning he's done this year with the USCS, but still a good finish there in 4th. Moving over to the World of Outlaws, they kick off a busy weekend of racing tonight at Cedar Lake Speedway. Both the sprint cars and late models are racing all 3 nights, with action culminating Saturday night live on CBS Sports Network. Tonight will be qualifying sessions to set up the Friday and Saturday programs, which will pay $20,000 to win and $1,000 to start. Also tonight are 2 special elimination showdowns paying $3,000 to win. Friday's qualifying session will be used to lock in 16 cars for the elimination showdown, with the top 12 being inverted. 4 more positions will be added from a 10-lap last chance race. For the main event, 4 cars will be eliminated from the race every 5 laps until there are just 8 cars remaining, to then battle it out over the final 8 laps and the $3,000 top prize. Should be an interesting race to watch. This isn't something the World of Outlaws have done in the past, so, nice to see them kind of mix it up a little bit. We'll see how this kind of plays out over the course of the night tonight. On tomorrow's show, we'll get you primed for the rest of the World of Outlaws weekend at Cedar Lake. We'll talk about some predictions for both series and let you know who to watch and who to pay attention to over the course of the couple of nights at Cedar Lake. So that will be on the show tomorrow. Luke Soul Late Model Dirt Series announced changes yesterday to their July schedule. Restrictions in Minnesota have led to the cancellation of the July 9th show at Deer Creek Speedway and the July 10th and 11th races at Jackson Motorplex. The series has replaced the weekend with 2 nights, July 10th and 11th at Florence Speedway in Kentucky. A busy July for the Lucas Late Models kicks off tomorrow night at Muskingum County Speedway and continues with 10 more race nights through July 25th at I-80 Speedway. That I-80 race pays over $50,000 to win, so a lot of money on the line for the Lucas Late Models over the next couple of weeks through the end of the month. Jimmy Owens continuing to dominate that series. We'll see if that continues over the weekend. Like I said earlier in the week, he has a 400-point lead in the standings. If you'd like more information about the schedule announcement or to see all of the races on the July schedule, you can find that over at lucasdirt.com. Tonight's pay-per-view schedule, another busy one. Not quite as busy as last night, but still a ton of shows to watch across the various streaming services. Dirt on Dirt has a pair of shows, Florence Speedway and Mississippi Thunder Speedway for super late models. Dirt Vision has the opening night of World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models from Cedar Lake. Flow Racing, they have the mirrored programs from Dirt on Dirt and Speed Shift. So they've got Florence Speedway Super Late Models, PA Speedweek from Hagerstown, and Mississippi Thunder Speedway with the Dirt Kings Late Models. And then Speed Shift has a pair of shows, Hagerstown Speedway for PA Speedweek, and actually not a pair of shows, just a single show. And then there are 4 shows over on Speed Sport. Davenport Speedway has an IMCA program, Gondik Law Speedway has WISSOTA program, Southwest Speedway also with an IMCA program, and then Skagit Speedway has 360 sprint cars, modifieds, and outlaw tuners. All of those at speedsport.tv. As part of your package over there. I believe you can buy all of those individually as well. So if you want to see the full schedule for tonight, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight, and that will be obviously updated throughout the weekend as well. So plenty of stuff to watch, and it will be another busy weekend of racing. Lucas Late Models in action, World of Outlaws in action, lots of local tracks. Knoxville is going to have 2 shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday night for their Championship Cup Series. So lots of stuff to watch, and we'll also talk about Ohio Sprint Speed Week starting tomorrow night and running here for the next week or so as well. So lots of racing coming up, lots of things to talk about. So will be another busy show tomorrow. That's the show for today. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirtracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and you can sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter live on the site. I sent out a new one of those yesterday, so you can check that out if that's something you're interested in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.